It's crime fighting time.
Hello gang, and welcome to Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. There's a whole bunch of nerdy news that you need to know about, but before I get to that, I want to say a big thank you to channel members InstaDan616, Van Morrissey, Andrew Davis, and Ironic Bionic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much for being channel members, along with everybody else who helps me keep the lights on and keep these episodes coming out. Thank you so much for your support. And if you'd like to join the channel member section, well, you can do. Or if you just want to give this video a thumbs up and a like,
Let's go,
I'd be
Bob.
very, very grateful. Gang, with that out of the way, there's so much nerdy news that we need to know about. I'm going to talk about it right now. So to kick things off, just a little follow-up from yesterday's story, Figuarts revealed their Capcom-style Cyclops. I geeked out over it, it looked amazing, then I realized that it's gonna be real short, which is such a shame. He's gonna be a short king, and nothing wrong with that, unless you want to have him next to one of your Wolverines, in which case it's just not gonna look quite right. Such a disappointment, but also, hey, yeah, it's gonna save me money. I like things to be pretty much in alignment size-wise. They don't have to be perfect, but I've got a Mezco Wolverine, and he's a big boy already. I can't have him towering over Cyclops. It just ain't gonna fit. So there you go. Some people are saying, hey, I don't mind, I'm just going to have my own little Capcom display. Well, that's awesome. But a lot of folks are kind of disappointed because he is technically 1/12 scale. He is a 6-inch scale figure, but it's definitely on the short side. So to a lot of folks, that's kind of a disappointment. But hey, if you ain't bothered, then that's great for you. And if you are bothered, then hey, there's a whole bunch of other Cyclopses out there. So c'est la vie. Folks, it's time to take a quick pause for the cause and tell you about this episode's sponsor. You know who it is, it's Legendsverse. No big surprises there. Why? Because I'm always wanting to have them on as a sponsor, because they're like the best sponsor I've had, because they do exactly what we need as action figure collectors. They give you a chance to catalog, choreograph, no, catalog, curate, and compile. That's not the one. There's 3 C's and I always forget them. But you know what they do. They let you keep track of all of your action figures that you own, and the ones you want to own, and the ones that you just want to go back into time and see what was out there that you could still buy. Because if it's Black Series, Legends, everything else, Select, McFarlane, Mezco, Mafex, Figuarts, and all other ones in between, you can mark down what you've got. It'll tell you what your collection's worth, how much you've spent, which you might not want to know, but also what groups and teams you can build with the figures you have and the ones that you might be buying. And they are so up to date. Boom, as soon as something's out there, up for pre-order, bam, you're going to find it there. And if you don't, well, chances are Legendsverse are just about to add it, because they seem to work even more hours than I do. And that's a lot of hours. So if you haven't already, go check them out. You'll be glad you did. Keep displaying model behavior. Cops and Crooks, remember that? I vaguely remember that. I remember watching it in I don't know, was it the late 80s, early 90s, I think? But yeah, superhero type cops. And we're getting our first action figure from Big Bad Workshop. Cops and Crooks, 1/12 scale, the good Lord scale, and this is Inspector Bulletproof, who I do vaguely remember as being not the main dude, or maybe I didn't see him as the main dude. There was always the other guy who looked like more of a regular policeman, and he'd fire a handcuff out of his wrist launcher. That was my dude. But this one, he looks cool, cyborg body, soft goods trench coat. I like it. I like what I'm looking at. And for $40, that's not too shabby with the soft goods. Of course, when you get them in hand, you'll be able to judge properly, but I'm still liking the old 80s, 90s nostalgia. We're having street sharks, easy for me to say, biker mice from Mars. Now we're getting cops and crooks, and I remember some of the crooks looked really cool in their designs. And I always remember one of my favorite names, Misdemeanor. That was great for a bad guy name. So yeah, you can go pre-order them now. Up for pre-order now is Mattel's WWE Defining Moments 4-pack, which is a real grab bag of character selections. I mean, they do all have kind of defining moments, I guess, but some of them do spark some big-time nostalgia. First of all, I'll say Stone Cold Steve Austin. This Stone Cold is what you would say peak Stone Cold is, at least in my opinion. This is 1998 one knee brace. Stone cold. That's how you can kind of gauge when he was at his absolute best. When he came back in 99 with 2 knee braces, you knew like, Steve, I love you, man, but your career's not long for this world, is it? And it wasn't, but we still had some good moments after that. But yeah, 98, Bloodstone, that's the Stone Cold that kind of kicked off the Attitude Era. Then we have Paul Heyman from ECW One Night Stand, which I don't know if it's the most defining moment of Paul Heyman, but still, if you want to shoot cowboy, that was fun. So yeah, that's a good one of Paul Heyman. Really needs the leather jacket though to set that look off. Kurt Angle from 2002, I think, when he did the shaved head gimmick with Hogan. That was actually great stuff. In 2002, Kurt Angle was on fire, especially with the comedy stuff, with the Rey Mysterio angle. Rey Mysterio, you're a man. No, you're a boy in a man's world, and I'm a man who likes to play with boys. Just wonderful. It's all in the delivery. Kurt nailed it. I didn't. But having the actual hairpiece as well that you can flip off, that's really, really great fun. And finally, Logan Paul. So yeah, that's it. I'm just being facetious. I mean, but like Logan Paul defining moments, whatever. I guess he'll sell. So there you go. Up for pre-order now. It was only a matter of time. NECA are finally doing Art the Clown, which is a perfect fit of property and action figure maker. NECA, with their horror franchises, they had to get to him eventually, and they've done a great looking job. I've not seen any of the Terrifier movies, but I kind of want to, but also it just looks a little bit too mean-spirited. It's just torturous, but also loads of people whose opinions I kind of trust say that they're a good time, so maybe one day I might watch them with Juanita and we can traumatize ourselves. But yeah, he does look pretty amazingly put together. Whole bunch of gruesome accessories as well. Even the bin bag. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So I'm going to put the price details on the screen because I can't see them at the moment. But it's going to be available via the NECA store and going up possibly now. I'll have the pre-order dates as well. So there you go. For all of you horror aficionados, you might want to get this guy on your shelf. Okay, as a bit of an elixir from all that horror, we can shake it off with some bright, colourful, cartoony, good, wholesome fun Mega Man from Jada. Jada, still, like, the goodwill that they fostered with the toy community keeps on rolling, baby. Because these look nice as well, and for a good price too, available for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, and probably where all good action figures are sold. So we're getting Mega Man, we're getting Bubble Man, and finally we're getting Woodman. And Mega Man, I mean, if you've got the OG, do you need this new one? Well, if you want him without his mask on, then yeah, you do. I just love these. Are just bright, fun. They just look like physical little cartoons. I got a lot of love for that. I never grew up playing Mega Man, so I don't need these. But hey, with the whole Marvel vs. Capcom fervor that's going on right now, I really should get myself a Mega Man. I mean, I should, right? Mafex, it's you're killing me here with your Scarlet Spiders and your exclusives. So we have some Mafex Con exclusives, and that's going to be real tricky for folks who want to get hold of these, but some of them do look really pretty. First of all, of course, is the Scarlet Spider. Do I need it? Of course I don't. I've got the original, but this one has a slightly different paint job, so of course I want to get my hands on it. But it's con exclusive again, and these aren't necessarily like Hasbro where they'll be like, oh, we will have some on Pulse. These will possibly pop up online in different places, but there's not really much structure to them. So that's what makes it, that's half the fun, right? It is fun trying to track these down. So yeah, Scarlet Spider, I love the darker, more shaded paint job. Still don't love the hoodie. Second time around and they still couldn't get the spider logo quite right. So then also, the other ones we're going to be getting is a really nicely redone Batman too. So this is Dark Knight Crusader Batman black version. And I mean, I honestly think this could be a definitive style Batman just for my aesthetics. I really love the look of this. But again, I don't need any of them besides Scarlet Spider, which obviously I don't want. I need it. That's how need works, right? It's not a want. I can't go on without a slightly darker Scarlet Spider. Then also we're getting a bloody Homelander, which I think is fine for a con exclusive. I mean, to be fair, these are all fine for con exclusives. I'm just belly aching because that's all this show is Dave's therapy session about action figures. And then also we're doing a Spider-Man Miles Morales comic renewal version. I don't know if this is actually different from the original. I'm not that familiar with it. It actually came out a long time ago, that Mafex Miles. But now's your chance to pick them up again, if you happen to be going to the right con in the right place at the right time. Let the search begin. Some Mafex figures that should be a little bit easier to get hold of, though, are their new Terminator 2 ones, which do look pretty darn nice. I love T2. I mean, I'm kind of dressed almost like in my T2 type grey t-shirt here, because any other normal person sees a grey t-shirt and they're like, yeah, it's a grey t-shirt. I see it and go like, that's pretty much Terminator cosplay right there. So we're getting a T800 and John Connor 2-pack. I used to have all the NECA ones, but I got rid of them. Maybe I should treat myself. I don't know. The answer when my budget is no. It's not. So, Terminator 2, this is going to be $135 approximately for the 2-pack. Going to be releasing around about April of next year. And yeah, they look real good. I think Edward Furlong's likeness in particular is pretty decent. The accessories are nice. It's a good looking set. And if you got the protagonists, you got to have the T1000 charging after them. So he is also going to be released around about April next year, $96. But I love the accessories with the separate torso. I mean, that's a fair bit of bang for your buck. You're getting a whole separate torso with the wonderful type bullet effects in there, the split open head, which little super nerd thing, which I spotted a few years ago. In that scene where he gets his head split open with the shotgun, if you look at it just right, you'll see his head is already split before the shotgun fires. It's a fraction of a second that only massive nerds like me who have watched the film 10 billion times will notice. But there you go. Next time you see that hospital scene, it will have been ruined, courtesy of model behavior. Sideshow Collectibles are continuing their Star Wars kind of henchman line that they're doing. Now we're getting the Spaghetti Rook figure. Had no idea this dude from Jabba's barge was called Spaghetti Rook, but now we know he's going to be $275. So even though they're doing all the kind of ancillary characters, they ain't lowering the price. These are definitely for the more high-end collectors. More power to you. So he's going to be released around about November to February of next year. I do like all the details on him. I mean, he looks great. He doesn't need to be a budget figure. They've put a lot of work in. I'm just saying, if you want to collect all of these, you better have a pretty generous budget. It's funny, I just finished watching A New Hope with Juanita, and the response was pretty much what I expected. She was like, I appreciate how in the 70s and 80s, this was incredible. But of course, watching it for the first time through modern eyes, it's like, this is a cute movie, which I kind of understood. It didn't help that she was like, well, I hate Luke. He's just a whiny pain in the neck. Han is clearly just a misogynistic, like, he's a pain as well. She's like, the only person I really liked was Obi-Wan, and he's dead. So I'm like, want to watch Empire? I think we might eventually get to Jedi. Who knows? But it's certainly what I was expecting. It's appreciated, but, you know, there's been 40 years of movies since that came out. Nonetheless, though, that's a fun experience to do. And hey, I want to convince her, like, don't worry, Han's going to come around and Luke becomes great and all that kind of stuff, but just stick with it for me. Continuing the 1/6 scale figures, but going over to Ghostbusters now. Blitzway are doing the 4 OG Ghostbusters, and just like you would kind of expect from Hot Toys, Sideshow, that kind of thing, I mean, the likenesses, they look terrific, and it's kind of fun seeing these 1/6 scale likenesses for more average Joe looking characters. You know, when you do comic book type characters, of course, they're always going to look larger than life, even real life people from the MCU. But what was always appealing about Ghostbusters was that they're just 4 average Joes. And I think the facial likenesses, I think there's, you could argue maybe a tiny bit of uncanny valley, but that's often just sometimes how the eyes photograph. I think when you have them in hand is really the only way to know. But looking at Winston in particular, he looks real good, actually. I think some uncanniness might just be from the angles of photos. I'm quite impressed with these. And you would need to be impressed to order them because they're $339 each. They ain't cheap. Hang on, I might have misspoken. $309 each directly from Blitzway. There you go. So you can get a bit of a discount there. Or $339 from Big Bad Toy Store. So if you want them, well, you know where to go. Oh, this This could be dangerous for some people's wallets. Acid Rain was a line of awesome looking cyber noir, future dystopia, warrior type army figures. Very kind of Matrix, very anime sci-fi. But what kept me away from them was that they were 1/18th scale. Well, not anymore. No, they're doing them in 1/12th scale now, and this could get pretty deadly. The information I have here is from Isaac Wong, and it's translated automatically from Chinese, so there might be a few little flubs here, but it's saying 1/12th scale Novak, I guess, is going to be the first figure from this line. It says what used to be 1/18th scale Acid World is now Acid Rain Wars 1/12th scale. It says a few years ago, Acid Rain was about to launch 1/12th Soldiers, and today, finally, we got a sample. This time at the local brand hobby team creation thing. Again, sorry. Auto-translate, being a bit of a word salad. Waiting for colors and prices to go up. In addition, a big feature of Acid Rain is a giant vehicle. Oh boy, to start clearing some shelf space. I don't know what the product will be, but we'll get to experience it in 1/12th scale. So there you go, some jibber-jabber auto-translate. But what we're saying is, clear out some space on your shelf and maybe earmark some money from your budget, because these could be pretty wicked. Xesray Studios have just revealed a new edition of one of their most popular figures. So, they're doing a new version of Bernice from their Gladiator line, now with different armor, new paintwork. It's definitely a worthy addition, or a worthy version to do for a new release. And help me out here. They've done this like AI version of making the character move, which I think looks amazing. I've seen other people do this with AI and action figures as well. Are we allowed to like this? Or is like AI bad? I don't know. I know it looks cool. This is fun. This is awesome. But people might say, no, it's stealing people's work and stuff. I don't know. I don't know what I'm allowed to like anymore. But I like this. It does look cool. Should I not like it? Let me know. Ramen Toys, man. Friend of the show, Ace. You gotta have the strength of the bear and the speed of a puma to be getting these figures made as quickly as you do, because you got a lot on your plate. So he's just revealed at this most recent convention the physical forms of the Ranger. I forget what the names are, you know what I mean? We know what they are. And Robo-Horse. And Robo-Horse, oh boy, I really love this. I grew up on Brave Star. And of course, I mean, I don't know why I'm mentioning that, because these figures have nothing to do with that TV show, but they do remind me of it. But seriously, these look so great. Yeah, so if you're a child of the 80s like I was, then these should be hitting the nostalgia button pretty darn hard. Joyman Toys have released promo images of their 1/12th scale Ash Ketchum. Is it Ketchum? It is Ketchum, isn't it? From Pokemon. And it looks very pretty. Soft goods all over. They've gone pretty hard on this. So yeah, for you Pokemon fans, I mean, that passed me by. Too many numbers and stats and, well, anything card game related basically is going to be way beyond what I'm capable of doing. But I think, not too sure about the head, but then again, Pokemon fans can judge for themselves. But the cloth goods, they look great. Pikachu's there, got a whole bunch of hands. For you big-time Pokemon fans, this could be the ultimate version of Ash Ketchum. And if that's the case, then, well, he should hopefully be up for pre-order soon. I'll give you all the information when he is. Currently up for pre-order on 5K Toys, we've got, let me check the name, we got Kang Toys, I want to say 12, but it's not spelled like that. It's Twele. Twilly Wars. Twilly Wars Mora. I don't pretend to know about half the stuff I'm talking about, but you know model behavior. I saw an anime figure with tig old bitties, and I was like, okay, people are going to want to know about this. In fact, it's my duty to talk about it. So pre-orders are open, 5K Toys, recommended retail price of $60, and an ETA of Q3 to Q4 of this year. So anyone who's a big fan of Twilly Wars, then grab yourself a Mora. Mora. Speaking of fun-looking anime girls, we got a little picture here from Mezco HK, who posted on their Instagram this upcoming Snail Shell figure, and I am a big old fan of Snail Shell. Tiger Nyang Garu. I think that's how you pronounce it. So this is the first time that this fully colored version has been shown off anywhere, and hopefully it'll be up for pre-order soon with a whole bunch of proper glamour shots to show what you can get for your money. But just looking at this initial image here, yeah, it looks just like another super fun, ridiculous figure from Snail Shell, and that's what they specialize in, and God bless them for doing it. IDW Publishing have just shown off 3 special edition covers for their upcoming Shredder miniseries. And I'm looking forward to this. I'm definitely going to catch this because I've read some of their new Turtle stuff. Really enjoy it. I need to read more of their Last Ronin. But Shredder has always been one of my favorite bad guys. So to get a spotlight series focusing on him, yeah, coming later this fall, I'll definitely be picking this up. Today in Artist Alley, James D'Arto. I've covered him before once, I think, but I wanted to make sure I gave him this little moment because I love cool artwork and pro wrestling. So when someone just smooshes them together, it's almost like seeing a cameo in a movie. It's like, hey, I'm talking about cool artwork. What are you doing here, pro wrestler? And it's like, well, we've combined them. And yeah, I really, really dig that. So go check him out if you're a fan of comic book style awesome art and pro wrestling. Well, this guy just smooshes them together. Today's cosplay cover artist is Kimpatsu Cosplay. Go give her a follow. I saw her Rogue pieces and I was like, holy moly, that's Rogue right there. And then she's got a whole bunch of other ones that look equally awesome. So go give her a follow. And folks, that does it for Good News for today. What did you think about the items covered? Comment below. And let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you gotta do. You gotta join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Actually, apparently, the whole, like, if you share a video somewhere, like, that apparently, like, boosts it massively in the algorithm. So, I don't know, if you want to share one of these, that would probably be amazing. And even more so, if you wanted to become a channel member, well, that actually helps me make these episodes because I spend less time work, day job type work, and more time that I can spend here making these. So, channel members, thank you so, so much for allowing me to make these episodes. Because when you go onto your YouTube machine and you open your front page and you see model behavior, well, it's because these guys are helping me make the show. So thank you so much. And gang, on that thankful note of thanks, I suck at these endings. Keep displaying model behavior.
Coffee, big time.